Hey guys, AllSports83 with another edition of XFL Casual, and today I'm going to be giving my report card on how the preseason has gone leading up to the 2023 XFL season. I'm going to be giving 4 different letter grades for the timeline, marketing, players and coaches, and overall appeal for the season leading up to the February 18th, 2023 kickoff. As always, these grades are simply my opinion, and I look forward to hearing your opinions in the comments section below. Let's get started. First up is the timeline of events. Now, I'm not going to act like it wasn't a bummer that the XFL took 2 long years to make a comeback after the successful but cut short 2020 season. But I can't fault the ownership team for taking their time. First, it was smart to let certain things pass in order to give the new season and the league the best chance at success. Also, it's just smart in general to take your time and go through the process the right way. The only thing I might say is that 2 years away from the fans that you built in 2020 may be a challenge, especially after the USFL launched in 2022. Clearly, I'm not on the inside, and I don't know all that goes into keeping a new sports league floating, but letting your competition get the drop on you can't be much help. In addition, it's not like the XFL was starting from scratch. There were already plenty of pieces in place when the league was purchased in August of 2020, like the rulebook and the equipment for the teams, and I'm sure much more. I certainly understand wanting to give your own signature to the product you buy, but there is something to be said for the old saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Now, thankfully, many of the things that intrigued fans to the XFL in 2020 remain for the upcoming 2023 season, which makes it a bit more confusing why it took a full 2 years to relaunch the league. I know TV deals and other contracts are time-consuming, but I'm guessing those things would be a lot easier to focus on when so many other pieces are in place from a purchase on a league that looked to be pretty successful last time around. Still, the task was tall, and I have to commend Dwayne Johnson, Danny Garcia, and Redbird Capital for saving the league and announcing the XFL's return in a timely manner. The wait was long, but at least XFL fans were reassured that the league would return. So all in all, I don't have major complaints about the timeline for 2023, and I give it a solid grade of B+. Marketing is next up, and I certainly don't have a marketing degree, so I'll approach this subject like everything else for this series of XFL videos, which is casually. Things started great with the relatively quick announcement of the purchase and commitment for a relaunch in 2023. Then there was quite the dry spell. I remember wondering if the news was really going to turn into something for several weeks after the purchase and announcement. As time passed, more questions without answers kept building. One thing I wondered about was why the XFL shop was shut down on the website. I was hoping that maybe it was because they were burning through most, if not all, of the merchandise from the 2020 version of the league. And it's possible that they didn't want to keep selling brands that would no longer be part of the league, like the LA Wildcats or the New York Guardians and others. Though it seems unlikely because, given the revenue that could be garnered from those sales, it would really just help things for 2023. Anyway, outside of a vague social media tweet here or there by one of the owners, not much was really happening in terms of marketing throughout 2021. And yeah, going over a year with little to no news or updates can't be a good thing, regardless of how long it takes to get your ducks in a row. But things started picking up a bit in the spring of 2022, and it seems we've had a more steady stream of announcements and communication to the community. By fall of 2022, the XFL felt more like it was in the swing of things, and fans were finally getting the information they so badly wanted earlier on. And now the XFL seems like a more well-oiled machine in the marketing. The only other complaint that I would have was maybe a lack of coverage for the draft and supplemental draft this offseason. In today's technology, it shouldn't have been hard for them to at least live stream the event on the league's YouTube channel or equivalent. So I definitely think there was a missed opportunity to keep momentum up for the league, and I hope that next year's draft events look a little different. So with a TV struck in the spring of 2022, it was only a matter of time before ESPN started advertising the league, and that's now started to happen, which is great. Lastly, the XFL released a video a short time ago about how the league is developing quarterbacks from year to year, and it is an excellent watch, which I will attach a link to the description below. So after a year of not much going on in 2021, the league has stepped up in the marketing. You might say they have done well on their final exams, and I think that helps me give them a passing grade of a C+. Moving on to players and coaches, and this is one of the more challenging aspects of a spring league. It's hard to bring players in that the average football fan knows, because usually all of those guys are in the NFL. It's more likely that a player will make a name for himself in a spring league, leading to a new opportunity in the NFL. Heck, that's what the XFL is marketing itself as, in a way. So it's not fair to be too hard on a league if it's mostly made of players you've never heard of. And while this is the case for the casual fan, there are some exceptions. Maybe the two biggest names are receivers Martavis Bryant and Josh Gordon, who were superstars in the NFL not that long ago. Some other names like Matt Jones and Jordan Ta'amu certainly help, as they have created some buzz in recent years, whether it's from some success in the NFL or, in Ta'amu's case, finding success in the spring football circles. Another way for fans to get excited about certain players are the ones that come from the college ranks, and the ones that fan knows because they have a connection with those college programs. Take me as an example. Being from West Virginia, I'm intrigued to see running backs Letty Brown and Brendan Knox, who played for WVU and Marshall respectively. Other fans will have similar interests all around the country. Also, it seems that the XFL has pretty successfully enticed a lot of talent from the USFL, even drawing players that had big seasons with the rival leagues, such as Jordan Ta'amu, Brian Scott, Matt Colburn, Kavante Turpin, and Isaiah Zuber. It's good to see that the XFL is able to attract a majority of the best talent that came from the USFL. As for coaches, this may be the strongest aspect in this category. Every coach is or should be well known to the casual football fan. Some coaches have a proven track record of success, and others are getting their first opportunity at coaching in the pro level, which is kind of the point of spring football. It's no different than with a player. I mean, if Hines Ward lights up the league and shows that he has the chops to lead a team, it's likely that he'll eventually get offers from the NFL at coordinator or possibly even a head coaching position, and he would absolutely take it, and should. So the coaching lineup is really interesting and will be a fun story throughout the season. So while it may take some time for more names to become familiar, that's expected with spring football. In the meantime, there are players and coaches we all know that should make the XFL fun and exciting right out of the gate. And for that reason, my grade for the players and coaches is a confident A. Finally, let's move on to the overall appeal. While most people call this the XFL 3.0, I feel like it should be more XFL 2.5. There is enough remaining from the 2020 season to feel like this is the same league, and that is a good thing. There was plenty to be excited about in 2020 before the league was cut short. It's important to remember that the league didn't technically fail. It simply couldn't survive the circumstances that had nothing to do with the product on the field. Certain markets were not just doing well, but excelling in game attendance and merchandise sales. The play on the field was improving by the week, and fans were tuning in. Yeah, there were some bumps and certain things that didn't work so well, like certain markets trying to play games in NFL stadiums, which made those stadiums look really empty. But here's the thing leading into 2023. It seems that most of the things that didn't work last time around have been adjusted or changed altogether in preparation for XFL 2.5. And the additions also seem to be the right moves. An example of that is having a team in San Antonio. I haven't heard anyone say that's a bad idea. We'll see if Vegas or Orlando can hold up. Only time will tell. But San Antonio is at least the best type of gamble for a football market. It would have been nice to see a peak at the Orlando market during the 2022 USFL season, but since all the games were played in Birmingham, Alabama, that was an impossibility. As an added note, I can't think of anything more appealing that the XFL is making sure that their games are being played in the actual cities of their teams, helping them get connected with fans. This was my least favorite aspect of the USFL in 2022, and I'm so happy the XFL found a way to avoid such a strategy. St. Louis and Seattle feel like great destinations based on the 2020 XFL run, and I can't imagine things will be much different now. Also, in my last video, I stated that the uniforms mostly look pretty sharp and will look professional but modern on the field. Add some star power like Dwayne Johnson running things with Danny Garcia, and things look really positive for the XFL in 2023. The only thing left is the quality of play on the field. And I'd say the first couple of weeks could be rough as teams look to find that chemistry, but if the level of play is similar to what happened in 2021, I have no worries. So, as you can imagine, this is the best grade of all with an A+. And I'm pretty excited for the XFL to get underway on February 18th. But hey, you let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with my assessment and what my grades are? Tell me what you think. Until then, you guys have a good one. And we'll see you next time.